Hello, year 3. You have made it. This is your last lesson of term 3, and you're absolutely deserve the break that you are about to get. You have been doing so well. I'm so proud of all of you. You've done a tremendous job and you've been working so hard, and I just think you definitely need the break. And it's been really lovely that you've been able to go outside as well in that beautiful snow, go sledging. It's been amazing looking at some of your snow pictures. So congrats, and hopefully we end on a nice lesson. I love this lesson. I love every lesson. I know I keep saying that, but great lesson to end term 3 on, and a great lesson to end Gods and Mortals on as well. So hopefully you're looking forward to our next topic. Our next topic is urban pioneers. Now, I'm not going to go into any detail, but you could have a little look at what urban might mean, we might have a little think about what we might be learning about next term. So let's get on with today's lesson. Today we're going to be looking at mosaic. Hopefully you can see that from this amazing colourful background and these superb Greek mosaics on that I've got as pictures. So we're going to be looking at the history of mosaics, and then we're going to be creating our own. So let's start looking at these then. So hopefully you can see from this is a really nice old mosaic. It's a nice pattern. It is a little bit worn, but Greek mosaics were found in parts of Greece and modern day Macedonia, so they can still be found, and they are believed to be the earliest form of this type of art that is still in existence today. So it's the earliest form of mosaics that we have found that still exist, which is brilliant. We need to have a little look at these, the mosaics here. What it is like coloured stone, coloured tiles that they make a picture out of. And in Greece, ancient Greece, ancient Greeks, let me get my teeth in today, they actually used stone because that's all they had. So they mainly stuck to natural colours, and you can see here that these are the natural colours that they would have found. So the most common use of mosaic design was the Greco-Roman world, where I don't know what I've written there. Basically, it was floor mosaics. That's what they used to do, floor mosaics, and that's what you will find most of the mosaics would be on the floor. So these large designs were favoured as they were much less vulnerable when the building collapses, because when it collapses, most things topple on top of it, so they won't get as damaged, say if it was on the ceiling, because that will completely crack and disappear, or on the walls, whereas the floor, it will get chipped, but it will still be one piece. And the durability quality is why we still find many Greek and Roman floor mosaics today. So we're sort of merging Greek and Roman in with this lesson. We do Romans in term 5 or 6. We haven't decided which term we're going to do it in yet, but where it was founded in Greece, in ancient Greeks, and then the Romans took over and made it better, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But many Greek and Roman floor mosaics are floor tiles, and they are kept on the floor. So as you can see here, this is I keep wanting to say build site. It's not a build site. It is where it's a digging site, so where you'll find loads of artifacts, and historians would come here and dig and have a look, and they have found this amazing floor work of these sort of beast-like I think they're sort of like dragons with and there's like a horse in the middle of there, and you've got all this amazing Greek bordered art. So you've got the waves, and then you've got that nice pattern that I like to draw with the boxes. I just think it's fabulous, and it's intact, and you can see all the natural stone colours and the stones that they used for it. So in Greek time it was mainly the stones that they could find. Obviously I have told you that, because later on it moves on into coloured tiles. But you could just see how amazing it is and how durable it's been, whereas most of the other buildings on this dig site, I keep saying dig site, there's a special word for this and it's gone out of my head, but all the other buildings, they have collapsed. There's not much of it left. And then you have this amazing floor design, which I think is just is phenomenal. It's brilliant. Hardly any of it's been damaged. So most of the mosaic floor designs used to depict gods, people and animals, and the ancient Greeks were the first to use what is known today as tesserae, or many small pieces of marble, glass or tile that comprise of a mosaic artwork piece. So they used stone, and then slowly they started moving on more into the Roman era using coloured tiles. So here we go, there's people are depicted in this one. So it wasn't just for aesthetic reasons, it was also used for durability that we've spoken about. This is why stone was used for early ancient Greek mosaics, and for most of history the mosaic artists were therefore limited to whatever variations in colour the natural stones at hand would provide. So as you can see here from this amazing this amazing eye, that it's all really sort of natural colours, and they're not pebbles now, it's more of that tesserae material. So they're moving on into tiles, and they're actually cutting them and making sure that they fit, whereas with the pebbles they just had to find what they could, but they still had the natural sort of colours, and they didn't really go on into the dyes until sort of the Roman era. So again, Roman era, the pebble technique was abandoned and more finely cut coloured mosaic was used. So the tiles, as you can see here from this beautiful bird and these amazing colours that they've got in there, was when is more in the 3rd century, which is the Roman era, that they used to cut the tiles, and they were coloured as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to be creating your own mosaic today. Now it's entirely up to you if you want to be more of a Greek style tile mosaic with the natural coloured stones, or natural coloured tiles for your design, or you can just use nice bright colours. I went for the bright colours because it stands out, and I just wanted my design to pop a little more. I really like these. They are obviously Greek styled mosaics, which you can do, or you can do something completely different. It doesn't matter. Design whatever you want. If you did go for a Greek style, I've given you some ideas here that you might want to choose, but let's see what I have come up with. So I'm really sorry about the video quality here. Because when I sped it up it just decided to go a bit fuzzy, but it looks like it's doing okay at the moment. So I cut up bits of coloured paper, and I just stuck them on, trying to fill up the space. I've got quite big tiles for the border and the inner. That's because I just didn't want to spend too long on doing the outside. So I'm just gluing little bits of paper on, or big bits of paper on that I've cut up into squares or rectangles, and then any other big large areas I cut up to fit. Now once I'd done the border, I realised it sometimes it's a bit easier if you're doing a big area to glue the area first and then start sticking down, because then you don't get so gluey on your fingers, and it takes less time. So I've done the middle section. Now I'm just going to outline my main picture, and as you can see, once again I have chosen to do a pug. They're just so lovely to do, and they make me smile. And it was a lot easier than my first choice. My first choice was a wolf, but I thought actually the fur is not going to be nice to me whilst making tiles. So I'm just going to finish off my design. So I made smaller squares for this. I realised after I started doing big squares it wasn't going to work, so I cut them up a lot smaller, and it worked so much better. It really stood out. So as you can see, I've glued that area and I'm just sticking things down. Sometimes it didn't stick, so I had to put extra in. But I'm cutting, stick a bit on, and then I'll cut just around the edges there to make it fit better. So his video quality is awful, but one more bit, I think. And there you have it. That is my Greek mosaic. So there we go, just another picture there for you to have a look at. Yeah, I am looking forward, as I always say, to what you create. It's entirely up to you if you want to stick to sort of natural colours for the Greeks, or if you want to move on into other colours. Any shiny paper, if you have shiny paper as well, use what you can, use what you've got at home. Even if you've got like a magazine with some nice bits of colour on that you can steal from. Cutting them up into small little squares or big squares as well. It will make it stand out a lot more if you did your main design in small squares and just the extra space in big coloured squares. It's entirely up to you what you do. So it's just creating that mosaic. If you want to do Roman styled tiles, that's fine. If you wanted to do an image of your own choice, you can. If you wanted to do a Greek image, again, that is completely fine. Just have some fun and enjoy your last lesson of the term. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to me and Mrs. Ludlow. It's been wonderful, really has been wonderful seeing all your work. So enjoy your half term. We will miss you, and we hope you have a lovely rest. Goodbye, Year 3.